So your spiritual connections will decide how far and how high you will reach in your life. We should be wise in choosing spiritual connections and spiritual covering, because you will not be able to grow beyond the revelation of your man or woman of God.
Yeah.
It is very important. There is a grace that is available to you from your spiritual covering, where you can start functioning with that grace. Something that is beyond your reach of for all these years will suddenly become available to you when you come under a spiritual covering. I have heard people telling that, I don't want a spiritual mentor, I don't want someone to watch over me, I like the direct connection with God, I want to directly be mentored or trained by God. I don't see any problem in that.
Yeah.
But as Matthew 7:16 says, you have to judge the tree by its fruit.
Yeah.
Investigate the people who decided to maintain that direct connection with God without coming under a spiritual covering. Where are they now? And investigate the life of a person who decided to come under a spiritual covering and how much they have grown in the last 5 years. You will see a significant difference.
Yes.
I'm telling you, the person who decided to grow directly without a covering, look at the fruit of his life. The fruit that he's bearing right now. There will be a huge difference. There will be a huge difference. See, Jesus took people under his care, made them disciples, ordinary people, and see how their life transformed. They went ahead and changed the world. That is the power of mentoring. That is the power of discipleship. This is not going to happen if you decide that, if you in your arrogance or with the pride you say that I don't need anyone over me. Let me tell you from my experience, from our experience, how much ever you grow in your ministry, you need a spiritual covering over you. Someone to tell you that you are going wrong in this area. Someone to tell you, to correct you, to guide you in the right path. It is very important that we choose the right spiritual covering and stay within that spiritual covering without stepping out of it. This is something that should be engraved in our heart. This is something that you cannot ignore. If you want to go far in your life, if you want to go high in your life, come under the right spiritual covering. The grace that is available to you to function under this covering, it is also a protection for you. It will keep you guarded, well protected within the walls of the spiritual covering. If you step out of it, you will expose yourself to the enemy. So it is important that we understand that the care, the grace that is available to you is there to guard you, to protect you. It is not keeping you a prisoner. It is protecting you from the access of the enemy. Also, I would like to touch upon this. The value you give to people is equal to the value that you give to what they say. If you value your spiritual covering, you will definitely listen to them and you will obey them. And God has placed you under a spiritual covering to build you up so that you will grow every day. See, there are certain things that is not visible to us in our life, certain weaknesses that we carry which is not visible to us. But such weaknesses will be visible to your spiritual parents or your spiritual covering or your mentor. And when they see a weakness in you, they will expose those weaknesses to you in secret, so that you will overcome that and grow above it. It is better to be exposed in the secret than being embarrassed by the enemy in the public. Every time your spiritual mentor or your spiritual parents expose a weakness of you, it is so that you will grow. you will be able to overcome that weakness. You will be able to start working in that weakness that was not visible to you. See, this is very significant. Why I will tell you. It is very important how you take correction. Because that is the point where enemy steps in. The moment you receive a correction, you have two choices. Either you can receive it in your spirit and start working towards it, or you can take offense. The moment you take offense, the moment you start to resist it, enemy steps in. And he will say many things to you. See, they are finding fault in you.
Yes.
How much ever you try, you will never reach in there, you will never enter their good books. They are always putting you down. They are never encouraging you. All these thoughts will come into your mind. When such thoughts comes into your mind, it is very important that we don't linger on that or start meditating on that. Because the moment we take it to our heart, moment we get offended, we will enter into that realm of offense where enemy got access to you. You know what he does? He brings someone else in that place. He brings another person to that place and says that, and they will start encouraging you. They will appreciate what you're doing. Let me tell you something. If someone appreciates you, someone encourages you, you will have a feel-good moment for maybe 1 or 2 days. But a correction will equip you for life. That is the role of a spiritual mentor. That is the role of a spiritual father. Anyone can encourage you. Anyone going on the road will clap at you when you do something good. But only a spiritual father or a spiritual mother who got a heart of a father and mother, who want to see their children growing, who want to see their children being equipped for the future, they will correct you. Take it in the right sense and don't give an opportunity for the enemy to step in. Let us read this verse. Proverbs 13:1 says, a wise son heeds his father's instruction, but a scoffer does not listen to rebuke. Do you see that? A wise. We were talking about wisdom. That is where wisdom comes into play. When you have wisdom and understanding, you will take the correction in the right sense. You will understand the intention behind the correction is to help me so that I will be equipped for the future. I will be equipped for what is coming my way. But a scoffer does not listen to rebuke. Such people who don't carry wisdom and understanding, they will always look for appreciation. And they will resist when they are corrected. They will take offense when they are corrected. It is important that we take correction in the right way and don't allow the enemy to step in. Because when we step out of that correction, when we take offense and move out of that correction, as I said earlier, you are exposed to the enemy. You stepped out of the covering, the spiritual covering, that protection. At the same time, don't do anything behind the back of your spiritual covering. Bring it to them. Let it be something that is so like discouraging to you, or you are not comfortable in talking to them, but still I would encourage you, bring it to them, because they have gone through this path earlier, and they will understand you. Don't do anything behind their back and expose yourself to the attack of the enemy. It is very important that we keep this principle. And as I always say, the kingdom of God functions in principles.
So that's very true. Only an understanding heart can be receptive, can receive the correction. So it's very important for us to receive correction from the people whom God has placed in our life, so that we can grow and we can go further. We can we can cover with the distance that we can cover. We can go far.